So I ask you, when someone goes into that chapel and they fall on their knees and they pray to God that their wife doesn't miscarry, or that their daughter doesn't bleed to death, or that their mother doesn't suffer acute neural trauma from post-operative shock, who do you think they're praying to? Now, you go ahead and read your Bible, Dennis, and you go to your church, and with any luck you might win the annual raffle. But if you're looking for God, he was in operating room number 2 on November 17th, and he doesn't like to be second-guessed. You ask me if I have a God complex? Let me tell you something. I am God.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Buffer. I'm sorry, I've been away for a few weeks. I've been sick, the big C and all that, but I'm not dead yet, so I thought I'd do another review. Tonight, we're going to be reviewing Malice. Malice is a 1993 neo-noir thriller film directed by Harold Becker, written by Aaron Sorkin and Scott Frank, and starring Alec Baldwin, Nicole Kidman, Bill Pullman, and Bancroft, George C. Scott, and Peter Gallagher. Adapted from a story by Jonas McCord, the plot follows Andy and Tracy Safian, a newlywed couple whose lives are upturned after they rent part of their Victorian home to Jed, a sexy and cavalier surgeon. Things are further complicated when he removes Tracy's ovaries during an emergency surgery to save her life. Aaron Sorkin expressed his disappointment with the film in 2017, saying, "Early on in my career, I wrote a movie that I'm not very proud of at all. It just turned into a mess." The director, Harold Becker, had asked him to put in a sex scene with Kidman and Baldwin. Sorkin refused to do this, and the scene was eventually created and filmed without the help of Sorkin. He was friends with Tom Cruise and thought the sex scene was inappropriate. But Nicole and Alex are accomplished actors. I don't see a problem. Hello. It made sense in the movie to show the scene. Yes, it was very sexy. It didn't really last that long, but it made sense for the story and their relationship. So I don't even understand why he thought that was weird. Maybe Tom Cruise had expressed the fact that he didn't like Nicole doing sex scenes. I guess unless the sex scenes was with him. Just, ridiculous crap. Tom Cruise is a little psycho. But whatever. Anyway, so he didn't do it, but it's still in there. Now to the plot. Okay, this movie got very interesting reviews. Mostly, they liked the movie, the critics liked the movie, but thought the plot lines were a bit discombobulated. Don't you love that word? Discombobulated. Anyway, for example, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times called the film one of the busiest movies he's ever seen. A film jam-packed with characters and incidents and blind alleys and red herrings. Offhand, this is the only movie I can recall in which an entire subplot about a serial killer is thrown in simply for atmosphere. Well, I have to agree with Mr. Ebert. Yeah, first of all, it is very hard to review this movie without giving all of the plot twist away, but I will try. Plot 1. Newlywed couple Andy and Tracy Safian are restoring an old Victorian home. Andy is an associate dean at a local women's college, while Tracy is a children's art teacher. Why in all of these movies that the wife is a children's teacher? You see this over and over again. It's so crazy. Anyway, just an observation that came to me. They hope to start a family soon, of course. Financially, they are having issues with the cost of restoration, but they are not going to give up on their dream of their family home. And as people know who are doing restorations or have done them before, whatever you think it's going to cost, double it, if not triple it. And same thing goes for time. It's just crazy. But they're doing this together, and they're trying to build this beautiful home, or rebuild this beautiful Victorian home, so they can have a family, and it'll be their family home and life home. So that's great. That's beautiful. It sets up a kind of an atmosphere, a plot of just ordinary people doing good things, trying, to have a life, just, beautiful stuff, the American dream kind of stuff. Plot 2. A student on Andy's campus is attacked and seriously wounded by a serial rapist, Dr. Jed Hill, a very, very sexy, brilliant surgeon who has recently joined the staff of the area hospital, operates and saves her life. Andy meets Jed to thank him for saving the student and realizes that they went to school together. Oh my god! Andy and Jed quickly strike up a friendship. Money is tight, so Andy invites him to rent the 3rd floor of their home in order to finance the new plumbing and all this other crap that's going on with the house. Tracy is very unhappy that Andy has invited Jed to live with them. She describes Jed as arrogant. Tracy is also pissed that Jed doesn't even remember Andy's name. He keeps calling him Alan. Andy finds the body of another rape victim at the university, yet this time she was also murdered. Police detective Dana Harris interviews Andy as a possible suspect and asks him to provide a semen sample. Now, this is important later, but I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, while leaving the police station, we get into plot 3. Andy learns that Tracy has been hospitalized for severe pain in her abdomen and is being operated on by Jed. While removing one of Tracy's ovaries, which has ruptured due to a cyst, Jed discovers that Tracy is also pregnant, but the surgery causes the fetus to abort. Jed consults with Andy and advises him to agree to the removal of Tracy's 2nd ovary rather than risk her life. Andy painfully agrees, since this will mean that Tracy can never have children. After the removal, it is confirmed that the ovary was, very healthy. Tracy tells Jed that she is suing him for malpractice, and she leaves Andy for agreeing to the procedure. And next, we have the infamous God complex scene. Plot 4. The serial rapist is captured. Okay, I can't go any further than that, because that goes into the how and the why and how this affects the story, because it spoils the upcoming twist. And there are lots of twists, it's just a lot going on after this point. Those are the basics, and then after that, we start figuring out what is actually going on. So a lot of things are revealed after that point. So I can't talk about it because you wouldn't want to go watch it, because there's just so many twists. My take on this movie: yes, there are too many plot lines. However, they do all connect in the end. However, while you're watching it, you may go, what the hell does this have to do with anything? But in the end, it all comes together. The whys, the whats, the hows, and the triumphant end. It's a winding road that many may take points away from the movie, and they did, actually, because it was doing the most. Once I got to the end, I got it, and I was delighted by the end. This movie is a classic film noir. So what is that? Back in the 1940s and 50s, they started doing a lot of movies based on crime, novellas, short stories, novels, whatever, and they were done in a very dark way. It's because there were crime scenes and crime types of thrillers. Neo-noir just means now we're doing it, but it's newer type of material. I use it a lot. Basically, it just means that it's a dark thriller with dark atmospheres, story undertones, and crime elements. I enjoy these types of movies, if you haven't already guessed, mainly because they don't really do these anymore. And if they do, you have to search and find them. Probably in the B to C rated movies. Film noirs are character-driven movies, which is why I like them. I love stories. I want to hear the why a person is killing somebody. What happened before? What happened after? The twists and turns. Who was the real killer? The mystery. I love all that stuff, you know? And this was all before CGI. And soon we'll be saying, well, that was all before AI movies and actors, because this is where we are headed, guys. The story was the most important thing back in the 90s and before, and even in some in the 2000s. The acting and the characters were prominent. You needed good actors who knew their craft and who did their craft, and they made you stop seeing the actor and you saw the character. The character was the most important thing. I love this movie, even though I had to take the long way around to get to the destination. Malice could have been two really completely distinct movies, but they jammed them all into one. And in the end, even though I got home a few minutes later, I'm still happy to be home. So, have you seen Malice? What did you think of the movie? What do you think about those old school film noirs? Are you wishing for those times back? Or do you love your action-packed, overstimulated IMAX whirlwinds? Please leave your comments below. I will be doing a comment video soon. So be on the lookout for that, where I respond to your comments. I get comments, sometimes dissertations, of the movie, of sometimes of what I said, but them giving like their own take or what they saw in the movie. And I love that. I love the interaction. I love the fact that you guys are really responding. And I even love it when you just say, thanks for the review. That was really good. I even love it when you say, oh yeah, I never even watched this movie. Thanks. I'll go watch it. I love that too. I love it all. I mean, I don't like anything. I will delete you or your comment if it is offensive for people or offensive to, for no reason. In other words, if you're trolling and it's an obvious troll type of comment, I take those off because, for me, hey, get a life. But most of the time, I don't even get those. I get people who are really, they're wanting to express their opinion about the movie or what the movie meant to them or the subject matter. So I love that. So I love the dialogue. Please keep it coming. I don't care if you're the only one dialoguing all the time. Because I guarantee you're not. So it's cool. So I'm going to be doing a video just responding to those comments. So look out for that. And hey, let's have some fun with that. Make sure to share and subscribe. I would say the whole helps the algorithm and bring in more viewers, blah, blah, blah. But who cares? At this point, I don't even care. I'm just glad you guys are here. I'm an introvert, so I like small crowds. So I hope to see you, I'm talking to you, again in the next one. And as always, peace, 2 fingers.